in this phase, we're going to be talking about the Law of Significance by John Maxwell. Okay, and in his philosophy, law number 1 for the 17 irrefutable law of teamwork, this law represents how 1 is too small to achieve greatness. And obviously, you're going to need more people and more resources for you to accomplish greatness. So I want you guys to think about 1 or 2 goals that you want to achieve. Denise, what is something that you want to achieve in life? Right? Think about it, write it down, and then I'm going to ask you a question. So take this time to write down your goals. Go ahead. What is 1 or 2 goals that you want to accomplish? I love Mondays because Mondays is always a refresher of goals and goal settings, and to remind ourselves of why we're doing this. But write down 1 or 2 things that you really want to accomplish. Gio?
So one of my goals for this year is to actually buy my mom a house. And right now we're working towards, getting pre-qualified or whatever it's called. So we're making steps towards it. And I think this is the year she gets her house, man.
Awesome. Guys, give it up for Gio. Yeah. Cool. Anybody else want to share one of their goals?
I'll go, Andy. I'll say both of my goals. One obviously will be later down the road, but I do want to get a house to rent or lease to own by the end of this year. And then, before I die, of course, I must buy a Lamborghini or I will have failed.
I should already remember your goal because you're very consistent with the Lamborghini. I'm going to remember now. Okay. Anybody else want to share? Last but not least, anybody?
Me.
Go ahead, D.
I want to share. Yeah.
All right.
I want to finish my real estate license this year, and I really want to become really successful in that. I want to have like a big list, and I want my customers to love me.
Awesome. Okay. Finish your real estate license and become very successful. Okay. So after listening to what John Maxwell said, right, what is the number one responsibility we should have to attain the goals that we have? Is it work like a horse?
It's to surround ourselves with people similar-minded or going to where we want to go.
Okay, what's a different way of saying it?
Specifically, he says the number 1 priority has to be to build a team around him, right? So we got to build a team around whatever our goal is.
Absolutely. Okay, so if you guys didn't get that, please write that down. With any goal that you want to achieve, you got to think about who in my life can I put into my team so we can achieve this goal together. Okay, a great quote that we all heard is, we can go far or we can go fast alone, but we can go farther with a team or with others. Somebody help me here. How can we relate this law to our business?
Growing a team, multiplying yourself.
Okay, absolutely right. How can we relate it even more in terms of sales? Go ahead. G-Money.
I was going to suggest that, being open to feedback from our team, because sometimes guys will have great ideas, but if, we kind of close them off and we make them feel inferior and like scared to share their feedback, then we'll miss out on some opportunities. But if we synergize ideas, like he said, you could have 5 great ideas instead of just 1. So I really like that.
Man, I love that. He said one idea is only one idea, right? But if we have 6 people in this room and everybody has an idea, that's 7 ideas, guys. And it's that simple, right? And that relates to sales as well. We have 5 competent guys out there selling AT&T and DirecTV versus just you, Diego. You will multiply a lot faster. And that's the name of the game. The reason why that I love this business is because I knew that if I get somebody that is competent in sales, they can go pull me a bill while I'm closing a deal, right? And that's the same thing with you guys. If you see that opportunity, you can get 3 guys out there in the field pulling you bills while you're closing deals. And when you're done closing this deal, you have 2 ready for you to go close, right? Same thing here with leadership. All right, so let's go more in depth of why do people not believe this theory, okay? What's holding them back? All right, let's go over 1, 2, and 3. Ryan, what you got for us? What's number 1?
Yeah, we got insecurity, and then we got number 2, ego, number 3, fear.
Okay. Would you agree to this or disagree?
No, I think there's definitely some valid points in these ones. So yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Have you experienced any of these traits on why you didn't want to build a team?
I mean, definitely, like, I would say, like, fear of, like, going out there and then someone, like, not following through. But I think or just, like, not making it or, like, quitting. But, yeah, with, like, time, I found, like, instead of, like, looking at it like that, it's just look at it as a way to, like, grow from that experience.
Awesome. I like how you went to solution real quick. But yeah, you know, the fear of the guy quitting on you, or the fear of you not making a sale can prevent you from building a team. And all of us go through it. So knowing that, you know, fear is just an illusion. Okay. Anybody else want to chime in on these 3 here on insecurity, ego, or fear, and how it prevented you from building a team? Can anybody else relate?
I don't know, but I felt like him saying, don't be afraid to pass around the messing up. I think that was very key. I think I have a fear of that.
Super liberating, right? Like, why do you want to take up all of the freaking mistakes? Pass it on, yeah. Okay, anyone else?
The word ego come to mind. I think especially with very competent salespeople or leader, a lot of time when they're building a team, subconsciously we want to be the top dog. So we tend not to, well, I speak for myself, I tend to challenge even the, I put an analogy, right? Parents always want their kids to do better until their kids starting to do better. And then they're like fighting for the recognitions and things like that. I see it all the time in parents where the parents would start to, like, you know, even fight among each other, trying to get the credit and points from their kids, and then, you know, even try to put their kids down as their kids are stepping up, right? And that's something we got to be mindful of as leaders, is that we want this, right? And that what really helps me, because I go through that too sometimes, and I got to remind myself that just because somebody is better than me in one area does not diminish my leadership in my area, right? I think the key thing is identifying what is it about us that really is great, and just stay true to that, and like be happy with that instead of trying to be great in everything, because it's really impossible. And I think we're delusional if we think that we'll be like the best salesperson, the best leader, and the best whatever, time management, whatever, right? There's I found that there's greatness in everyone, and once I believe that, you know, you hear it all the time, but once you believe that and start embracing people for their strength, and you embrace your own, you now have a lot of room for others.
Yeah, great point, Ken. Good point. Yeah, I think you taught me to just focus on my strength and delegate my weaknesses. So. Right,
because so let's go back to the ego thing, right? Because sometimes when your people are starting to be better than you, let's say in our case, sales, and they're starting to kick our butt in sales, at what point you have to think, then why do I have the credibility to lead now if they're better than me at sales? Let's take Andy, for example, right? When Andy started to kick my butt in sales this campaign, I was like, one time there's competition, he beats me. Second time, okay, maybe it's a bad day, but then third time I was like, wait, I'm losing my sales edge, right? And so do I continue to keep going to the field and try to like beat Andy, or do I just focus on other things that was really required of me, right? It's one of those things, learning to let go of something sometimes even when you're great at. I like to be known as the great sales guys, and I can go out there and dominate and always win the contest. But after a while, you realize there's somebody else better than you. They got to take that arena, and you got to take a step back. And then what else can you do to still be a strong leader and still trying to challenge someone, in an area in which they're obviously kicking your butt in. Does that make sense, guys? Am I resonating with anyone?
Yeah, for sure. I think we can all learn from this. Cool, and that's why building a team is so important in life, right? So you can master all areas and not just one. Okay, I said real quick, let's just identify the 9 reasons why people don't want to build a team, okay? So we identified 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What's the other 4? Can somebody help me? What's number 6?
Control.
Okay, and then number 7.
Naivete.
Yes, sir. Number 8 and 9.
Poor teammates.
Poor teammates, lack of training.
Yes. So for time's sake and for this exercise, I want you to rate yourself 1 out of 10 on all of these categories. And 1 being, okay, I don't hold this trait too much and it's not stopping me from building a team. 10, this is something that's holding you back from building a team. I want you to identify what trait is really holding you back. If it's just naive and the lack of training, then we can definitely work on it together. But if it's something that it's just you and like your ego and something that's holding you back because of fear, then we want to identify that so we can help you with it. Okay, so help yourself. Out of 1 to 10, where are you in these categories? All right, cool. So let's recap this meeting here. So we talked about the law of significance, right? This is the number 1 law in the 17 law of teamwork here with John Maxwell. So what did you guys get out of this?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. You can't accomplish anything by yourself.
Awesome. Okay, anybody else take anything differently from this meeting?
I don't be afraid to mess up.
Don't be afraid to mess up. Okay.
I think building a team is very similar to, I guess, finding the love of your life type of thing. Like you keep getting discouraged if the day doesn't work out or someone doesn't work out and get hardened by it. You never have the opportunity to, have that life partner that you can raise a family with and things like that. So I think it's important to keep hopeful and keep, don't be discouraged and take that as a lesson so we can grow and find better partners or team players in the future, right? So I think it's very relevant to relationship in general.
Awesome. Okay. So we got don't be afraid to mess up, don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be discouraged through bad experiences. Okay, anybody else? Got some takeaways here? Okay, cool. So let's identify here. Does anybody want to share where they are in terms of the 9 traits that John Maxwell identified? And where are you guys at? What is the 1 thing that's holding you back, or the 2 things that's holding you back from building a team most? Let's go with Ryan Big Dog. If you were to rate yourself, what was high on your list?
I would say maybe like my ego, and let's see. Yeah, I would say just the ego and fear, probably.
Ego and fear. Okay, can you go in more depth on why ego is holding you back from building a team to get to your goals?
I think sometimes I'm just like, oh, I could like just go out there and like maybe like do it myself. And because I know I'm like a top producer, so I think that's
the name, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So speaking of, you can do it all alone by yourself because you're the top producer. Okay, what else?
Yeah, but yeah, I think definitely just like looking into that yeah, there's gonna be some days where I won't like be always like hitting my goals. So it'd be nice if I could just like train someone to like do what I do to kind of just like multiply myself. So
absolutely. Yeah, and let's paint worst case scenario for you. Just because, okay? I just want to help you. Imagine you broke your leg, Ryan. You broke your leg.
No.
and you're the only one that is going to help yourself pay rent, feed yourself. You have no family that's going to help you, right? Only you can support yourself, but you broke your leg, brother. And your only income is going out there, getting customers to like you, getting them direct TV. How are you going to pay for your rent? And how are you going to pay for your health, your wealth?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd be struggling. I'd be out there with like some kind of scooter or something.
Yeah, I like the ambition in you, but ideally you want to build a team, right? So if you're out for any reason, medical reasons, whatever reason, you still have income coming in. You can have a team that's going to support you. Okay. I hope this opens up your eyes. Cool. Anybody else want to share what's holding them back from building a team here? In general, it doesn't have to be in this business, but in general, why aren't you networking, or why aren't you going out there and building relationships?
Don't be surprised if this is the same thing that's keeping you from getting close to someone. So I start with control. The need of things getting done your way, right? And a lot of time, if you put, the more people you put into play, the less and less control you have. So that can be also going to a fearful, they may mess up and things like that. So.
Sweet. Thanks for sharing, Ken. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Anybody else did the exercise for themselves? We got one more, and then I'm gonna close up here. We have 3 minutes.
I want to chime in. I actually found it kind of challenging, going over these negative topics about myself, because I feel like I do a really excellent job at building teams in like a couple of different areas in my life. But I do want to highlight something as far as like how this is applicable even outside of the business. One of the things that is important in my life is like fitness and achieving my fitness goals. And one of the things that I've been doing that has been helping me strive for consistency in fitness is I actually have a group chat now, very similar to the Stock Talk Mastermind group, but now it's on the fitness. And then in there is a bunch of motivated individuals that want to achieve their fitness goals. And I mean, I guess that's kind of like a team, and I feel like having that there has actually, positively reinforced me to continue to strive to hit my goals. And man, the 6-pack is coming in, bro. It's coming in.
Awesome. Yeah, good stuff, GM. Good stuff. It's hard to focus on the negatives because we're so optimistic and we're trying to find solutions. But if you guys can really identify what's that one or two thing that's holding you back, it's only gonna make you a little bit better by 2 millimeters, right? So I truly appreciate you, Ryan Big Dog, Ken, for being open and transparent here in this meeting. But most importantly, the reason why we have phase 3 is to improve our leadership skills. And if we're already at the top, right, and there's no room for improvement, and that's where you think you are, then there will be no benefit here. So I think the ones who benefit most out of this is the ones that can be open and transparent. So I want to thank you guys for even hearing me out, hearing this message. And I hope you just take one or two of these items that we just talked about and utilizing it into your personal life, but also your business life here with CMC. So I want to thank you guys.